Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Leo. How are you guys, Leo? Hope you're all well. See what's happening with you. This can be any aspect of your life. Take it how it best resonates for you, Leo. What does Leo need to know? Clarity, please, for Leos. Any aspect of their life, what do they need to know? So we have temptation, okay, and we have the King of Water. Ooh, someone's in their feelings here. I do see the Six of Air. It's energy of someone learning from their past, moving forward calmly and peacefully. Ooh, okay. Leo, Nine of Air, or pardon me, Nine of Fire. Seven of Fire, Leo, and we have the Page of Earth. Okay, this one wants to come out, King of Earth, Four of Earth, and Eight of Earth. Okay, so I can already see at the bottom, we have a person here who's protecting everything they've worked for. This is a person who's definitely theatrical, somewhat creative. This is someone who's worked hard here, but I also see energy of someone who's protecting themselves, possibly being a little bit stubborn. I can see an energy of someone tempted here. There's some kind of a temptation. It's an energy of once bitten, twice shy, okay? But it's also somebody who could be thinking of tempting another person. It has to do with something they've learned. This is someone who is learning something, and they're moving forward calmly and peacefully. Someone moving into calmer waters. So it's a period of things calming down. And I do see someone with the Nine of Fire. So it's an energy of someone who I feel is tempted, but it's an energy of somebody giving up. So we have an energy of Seven of Fire. It has to do with an opportunity and strength. You see the unicorn. This is an energy of taking an opportunity. Someone's not quite sure what to believe here, though. I can see it. And it is because we have the Page of Earth. This is a person who, you know, they kind of ponder over a communication. They put a lot of work into it. But I got to be honest, this is someone who's trying to tempt somebody. So they're not really saying a whole lot. Okay. It's an energy of someone who's likely going to miss an opportunity here because they're a little bit guarded, see? And they're not quite sure what to believe. Okay. But it's an energy where it could be either or, you or this other person. There's definitely a couple of energies here. I do see the King of Water and the King of Earth. So we have a person who's going to try to tempt somebody. Okay, they're waiting for things to kind of calm down, moving into calmer waters, but they're learning something, learning from the past about temptation. Oh, yeah. But you know, the Page of Earth is someone who communicates, but they don't really say everything they need to say. They kind of toss a little breadcrumb. Why? Because they're protecting themselves, protecting everything they work for. It's an energy of Eight of Earth, but it has an energy of building. So it's an energy of building something. The Page of Earth, like I say, is someone who is very guarded and defensive. They're, you know, not quite sure what to believe, and I can see that, whether they should just give up. But I'm going to tell you, the Page of Earth doesn't always say what they need to say. They have a tendency of just sort of saying something, hoping the other person indulges, because the King of Water is sometimes likes to be indulged. Okay? We'll see. Tell me about temptation. Yeah, see, there it is, the indulgence. See, it's about offering one cup, someone keeping everything to themselves. This is someone who generally knows what they want with the King of Earth, and they go for it. But this is someone who's protecting everything they worked for. But you see, there's a temptation. They're tempted by something. Now, it could be by you, Leo, or it could be yourself as well, feeling that way, protecting yourself, refusing to budge, refusing to give in. It's an energy where someone wants someone to indulge them. They want the other person to do all the work. And this is what they do, is they offer that little panicle, it's a breadcrumb. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot. So somebody here is kind of looking at that, feeling like just giving back, giving up. They're looking back at all this hard work. So someone has offered someone something, given them something. Okay. And the other person, I feel, wants to be indulged. They want the other person to do all the work. So there you go. Yep. confirmation. This is a person who's in their feelings, though. They're learning something. They're learning about this. See, they're gathering info. They're learning from mistakes of the past. This is someone who's offering 1 cup, nothing more. This person's cautious, okay? They're very cautious, but I also feel as though this is the communication. They're so cautious they may miss an opportunity because they're very guarded and defensive. They're defending something, everything they worked for. But this is someone who's having a hard time believing. It's like the recipient of this is having a hard time believing this. Okay, because of the Page of Earth, the breadcrumb, right? This is someone who reaches out. They kind of, it's like they reach out to communicate, but they want the other person to give them what they want. Indulge me. So 6 of Earth, there we go. So there it is. This is an energy of an opportunity. This is that pentacle. This is the start of something, moving forward calmly and peacefully. Someone's learning something about, it feels like a past situation, but it really could be just someone who's at a distance. So, it's maybe a person who's at a distance. They want to start something. But I think it's a person who wants to be indulged. They're extending an invitation. They want the other person to give something solid. They're not giving anything solid here. Okay, there's no guarantees with that Page of Earth energy. Oh my, 7 of Fire. Yeah, so it's someone who's looking at all the possibilities with the 7 of Cups. They're looking at all the possibilities. They're fantasizing. It could be someone who has other options, because I feel it's someone who's looking back, feeling like giving up. But this is not a person here who gives up. This is someone who doesn't give up. But see, they're refusing to budge. This person's not giving in, right? They want the other person to indulge them. Give me what I want, because they're overly cautious. You see that energy. 7 of Fire. Oh, Leo. There we have movement. So it's about making a move. Nobody's making a move. Nobody's budging. Nobody's working. It takes 2 people to build, you see. This is, like I say, this is somebody who wants the other person to give them what they want. Because they're defensive, guarded. They're not sure what to believe. But what happens is the other person has a hard time. It becomes confusing for the other person. They look at all the possibilities. Like, what the heck do they want? What does this mean? Right? So it's about making a move. Now, there could be something to do with moving, relocation as well, where somebody wants to offer something solid. So it's an energy of someone getting what they want. Page of Earth. Yeah, see, this is someone who's failed to recognize an opportunity. It's sort of it's someone who reaches out and just sort of says, what you doing? What you up to? And they want the other person to indulge, to carry on the conversation, to offer them what they want. You see, that's the way I see this. So someone's going, thank you, but no thank you. It's not good enough. See, it's an energy about making a move. This is someone who's guarded, defensive, afraid of letting their guard down. So that's all it really is. This is someone looking at all the possibilities of the outcome. So this person's kind of looking at that. So it looks like someone who, is a little concerned about being rejected. You see, if they reach out and they give any more information or say much more, because they're really not sure what to think. You see, but it goes vice versa here. So we have the King of Earth. Yeah, see, you got this person looking back at all this hard work, feeling a little bit beat up. I feel like it's either yourself or someone here who's looking back at all this hard work, protecting everything they worked for. But there's love here, there's feelings, there's emotions, but this person doesn't want to offer anymore. They want the other person to give. They don't want to give anymore. Maybe they've given lots in the past, I don't know, but you see that temptation. This is somebody who's tempted. Okay, very tempted here. So it's an energy of someone letting their guard down, but it's an energy of someone who doesn't give up. Something needs to be left behind, you see, because no one's budging. No one's making a move. Guarded, defensive, walls are up. Yeah, there we go. Look, see, someone's not speaking the truth. They're lacking clarity. They're telling someone kind of what they want to hear, because they want the person to indulge. So they may use emotional energy, something emotional, but they're keeping most of that to themselves. They're only offering one little emotion, one little feeler. That's it. Because why? Because I feel this person feels the other person's out of their league or out of reach. They're keeping something to themselves. They're not telling the whole story. They're not really telling somebody how they really feel. They're keeping it to themselves. I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. See, this is someone here who feels this is too good to be true. They feel like it's too good to be true. The situation's out of reach. And they're looking back at this. So this is someone who's now not wanting to give up. So because why? It takes two people to build. This is an energy of building and working. This is someone who's trying to perfect their craft. And it's also an energy, a reminder, nobody's perfect, okay? But it is definitely someone who, you know, is somewhat apprehensive, obviously, with that page of Earth about saying too much. They don't want to reveal how they truly feel or what they really want, because they want the other person. So it's like they're tempting the other person by giving them one cup, one little feeling, one little emotion, and they're apprehensive. But I also feel this person is in that energy of looking back at this, looking at all the possibilities. See, this is someone who's kind of probably in their head here, you know, doing some thinking and learning. About building, but I really feel it has to do with looking at all the possible outcomes. See, this is someone who's looking back at this, at all the possible outcomes. Could be someone who has a lot of options, but it's about leaving those options behind. It's about making a move, but there's that worry about rejection. It's not good enough. This is someone who feels like they're not good enough, so they reject the other person first. Okay, that's what I feel is going to happen here. So they're offering one cup. The other person goes, yeah, sorry, not good enough. This is confusing. I don't even know what to think, right? You don't know what to think when someone offers you a little breadcrumb because you want something solid. So I feel like this is someone who's now in the energy of not giving up. They're putting something behind, moving towards success, their hopes and dreams. This is someone who didn't get something they wanted because they reached out and tempted someone. The other person, you know, like the other person may have gone for it at first and then realized they're not getting anything they want because the other person's being stuck, selfish, or just refusing to budge. Someone's not budging, or both. It looks like both. It has to do with making a move. Who's going to make the first move? Eight of Earth. Why is this here? Yeah, see, it's an energy of manifesting through communication. It has to do with a little bit of manipulation. It's mischievous. I don't feel like this is someone who's up to anything bad. And it's just, I feel it's really just a lack of clarity. How the other person feels, they don't know. So they're afraid to say too much. They don't want to reveal their true feelings here. They want the other person to give them something solid. And once they know, right, then they come in to manifest. So there's a little mirroring. This is two people on a little guarded, defensive, have their guard up, not sure what to believe, how the other person feels, okay, what they want, what their intentions are, all of that, because this person's an energy, you know, there is a manipulation here. But I don't feel like there's any mind games or anything, at least nothing intentional, because this is someone who feels something is too good to be true. They're looking at it. They didn't get something they wanted because they kept something to themselves. They didn't tell the whole truth. They didn't tell the whole story, give all their feelings. Because they're, and it could be they're a little selfish, possibly, yeah. Someone who's worked very hard for everything they have. They've manifested. This is someone who's very good at manifesting money, work, very theatrical, very creative person. Someone very proud. So this is someone who's probably got a little bit too much pride to reach out. Especially if there's already been a rejection or someone just says, yeah, sorry, no thanks, just because they're confused. They don't know what to think. So that's why I feel a little bit of mirroring, but it has to do with communication. Two people building. It's an energy of two people building each other up here and building something together to manifest. You're manifesting each other, but I feel it's an energy of nobody's making a move. Nobody's budging. No one's moving. So it's a very stuck energy. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. This could be anything. This could be a job opportunity. This could be a father, somebody who's kind of trying to avoid the temptation of giving too much. Okay, and they're not sure what to think. But it really could be anyone. I'm not really sensing a father figure. I'm sensing someone very emotional. It has to do with feelings and emotions that someone's keeping to themselves. They're afraid to reach out, that they won't get what they want. They feel the situation's out of reach. They feel someone's out of their league, you see, and that's where I feel it's overall a lack of confidence. So we have the Magician here. Let's see where this goes. We'll do that first. Yeah, so it's about two people investing and being patient with each other. It's an energy of someone, the thoughts in their head, the thoughts that pin them down, you see. This is someone pinned down by their thoughts in their head, you see. It's what they tell themselves. The situation's out of reach. The other person's out of my league. They're going to reject me. But there's love here. And it takes two people to build. This is someone who's looking at that. It takes work. Okay, so it's an energy of work. Yeah. This is someone who's definitely invested a lot in their work. Everything they've worked for, definitely protective mode. But I feel like the other person's protecting themselves from something here. They're protecting themselves from any kind of manipulation, because they're like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. This is not what I want. This is one little cup, you know. I don't really understand. This is someone who's not having a hard time believing this person. So it has to do with someone taking an opportunity. I feel there's both people losing an opportunity here because of it. So yeah, so I do see love. This is two people who love each other, possibly. Someone's not sure how the other person feels, you see, and that's where I feel this is. They're definitely in their feelings. I can see them. And it's about love, two people building each other up, supporting each other, building something together. So tell me about the King. There we go. See, this is someone who's a little stressed and worried. It's likely unfounded fear, you see. This is somebody who may have some regrets because they didn't take the opportunity when they had it to share their feelings. Because the other person's like, oh, no, wait a minute here. This is confusing. I don't know. Do they have other options? Is what's going on here? Because it feels like a breadcrumb, right? It feels like, you know, this person's not saying everything they need to. They're just like, hey, what you up to? And then they want they want that reciprocity, but I can definitely see there's none here. Yeah. Someone may have even blocked somebody. Someone may have even blocked somebody here because of fear of rejection, or maybe they were rejected because of it, and they may be looking at now why they didn't get what they want. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a person who fails to recognize that energy. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Page of Earth. It's a practical, everyday kind of communication. Sometimes it's about money. Sometimes it's, you know, a person who's just communicating in that way. For those of you where this has to do with an opportunity to travel, to move, you may have to make a decision. You may have a job offer. It may requires relocation. So I do feel there's this energy of being not sure what to believe. And it has to do with how much money it's going to be. Because I definitely see that energy of investing and waiting patiently for more communication. It's an energy of manifesting. But I see there's definitely love here for most of you. And it has to do with two people investing in each other, being patient with each other to build. So I feel like it's an energy of someone kind of just, you know, laid in bed at night, kind of fantasizing all the possibilities. So there's definitely fantasizing, but it's an energy of too good to be true. So there's this bond. Someone's thinking about love, about building, about why something didn't work, you see. But I don't think this is someone who's going to give up. They're definitely not somebody who gives up on work and creative pursuits. This person's a fighter. You can see it. But they're in that energy where, you know, yeah, look at that. I actually feel both people are in that energy. With the Nine of Fire, looking back at all this hard work, why something didn't work. So we all know it takes two. So we'll see. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. What is this offer or this opportunity to start something? It's just a pentacle. It's just the seed. But that seed, when it gets planted, it needs to be watered, nurtured, and cared for. And that's where I feel there's something missing there. It has to do with the communication, with that manifesting energy. Ace of Pentacles. Oops, there we go. Yeah, so there's that temptation, see? And somebody is tempted to reach out to someone. They're tempting them. So it's basically just somebody who's offering someone a cup and tempting them to give them what they want because they're overly cautious. Okay, because they're protecting themselves, everything they worked for. But what they're doing is keeping themselves stuck in a situation. The other person's not giving in. They're looking at this going, I'm just going to give up on this person, especially if it's something that's happened a few times. So there it is. It has to do with emotional balance between two people. It has to do with balance. Two people seeing eye to eye. There's some kind of connection here. There's definitely a connection. See, now it could be somebody was offered so much to someone. They may have been offered to someone. Maybe they took a temptation and they regret it. So it is possible someone had other options. But I do feel there's some kind of unfounded fear here. But it could be regret for some of you. Because I do see that energy of looking back, this opportunity. The unicorn, it has to do with strength and power, taking the opportunity. Someone failed to recognize it when it was presented. Now, it could be this person offered one cup. The other person may have felt, yeah, okay, I don't know. But like I say, it's a mirroring energy. I feel it's been like this rejection energy. Someone may have failed to recognize why they were rejected, and it's because they offered, they came in with the Page of Pentacles. Somebody was wanting more. They were wanting some kind of wish fulfillment, something they were wishing for, and they didn't get it through this communication. So there we have the Nine of Pentacles. Someone focused a lot on their money, and they're looking at the details. See, they're looking at this now, at this connection. It takes two people seeing eye to eye. It's energy of temptation. There's two cards of temptation. See, the other person's trying to tempt the other person. Somebody was maybe tempted by another person possibly and rejected the other person because they didn't want to miss that opportunity because they weren't sure about their feelings or how they felt. And now they're feeling some kind of regret here. I can see it. Yeah, there's love here. I think what we have is someone who was tempted by another person, may have rejected somebody, or they only offered one little cup. Maybe they had excuses. I don't know. But I see two. So I see an energy of balance, emotional balance between two people. So there's an energy where there's something just a little bit off, and that's because someone's not telling the whole truth. They're telling someone maybe what they want to hear, just telling them, hey, I like you. So it's basically somebody who's trying to keep that door open is what I feel, but they're tempted by another person, okay, or were, and they regret it. Because this, like I say, don't take that upon yourself if you know it not to be true. But there's definitely that scenario here where someone was tempted by someone else, so they rejected the other person. And they're regretting it. I can see it. Wow. There we go, yeah. So we have the Queen of Swords here. This is someone, see, someone being very wise and discerning, questioning. Someone didn't like something they were hearing here. We have the Queen of Swords, somebody who could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Definitely I see Aquarius and Gemini energy here. But I can see a person here who's Leo, who's being very discerning and questioning this communication, because it's definitely, it's not so much that it's lacking, but it's not clear. Somebody wasn't clear, more than likely, about their intentions. The Queen of Swords likes to know what someone's intentions are. So it has to do with making a move, has to do with movement and somebody moving on. So I feel someone cut someone out and rejected them, and they're looking back at this. See, someone feels like giving up, but they don't want to give up, you see. It's interesting. Tell me about this movement. Why is this movement here? Now it's stuck, whatever it is. It feels like a backstory, but I feel like this person is stuck. Two people no longer communicating, refusing to budge, refusing to give in. You see, there it is. Someone who keeps coming back around, doing the same thing over and over again. It's an energy of someone who's learning. We have the Queen of Swords, someone who's learned from the past, maybe even an experience with another person. So someone very wise. And I feel it's an energy of someone, you know, no longer repeating mistakes of the past. They're breaking free. They're not making a move. They're guarded and defensive. It's someone standing up for themselves because they can't believe what this person's saying. It's like, you know, it almost feels like definitely some disappointment, but it's almost like someone's like, I can't even believe that this person did this. Okay, I can't even believe it. That's what it's popping into my head. But it's a person who's ending something and refusing to give in to this temptation. And I do feel the temptation is there. It's real. But this is a person who knows. Okay, not to get caught up in that energy. But this is someone who's doing a lot of thinking about that. I think it's two people, both thinking the same thing, both looking back at this energy. Both people very tempted. But I think someone tempted the other person with the Page of Pentacles. And then we have this King of Water with that Prince of Pentacles, same energy, being tempted by another person and made a choice. And now I feel they're regretting it. Yeah, you see? Tell me about the Nine of Wands. Why is this here for Leo? Yeah, so there's the Princess of Pentacles. So it's someone who's looking at the details, looking back, looking at this details. So this could be someone who's looking back at the communication. It could be a text message or an email or voicemail, whatever it is. And they're looking back at it, feeling kind of beat up, feel like giving up, you know. It's definitely someone who's, you know, seeing something is missing here, something in the details of this communication. This is where I feel like someone may have slept on it, kind of looked at it again, because I feel something is being revisited here. It's being repeated. So someone looked at it again and felt this situation was out of reach. Somebody was tempting someone. They were reaching out, but they weren't telling the truth. See, there's something being withheld. And it's all in the details, you see, the missing details. Prince of Swords. So there we have change. It's an energy of change. So it's an energy of somebody coming back around, never changing, you see. So it's an energy of someone making the decision, the choice to no longer let this happen again. Thank you, but no thank you. Because of the details of this communication, this pentacle. It's a breadcrumb. It's not clear because someone wasn't clear. So it's somebody's moving on here. So they're moving on. But it's you know, it's an energy of change. You know, I feel like you've got a person here who's just, it feels like they're just never going to change. It's like the same thing over and over again. They're not getting it. But I actually feel that they are now. And I do feel this person is looking at that. So it's about letting things evolve, seeing where things go. But I feel it's an energy of someone who's, you know, not letting someone keep them stuck and ready to kind of move on. So there's definitely some choices made. And it's funny because you are mirroring each other in some ways. I can see it. You're manifesting each other. And it has to do with communication. I think what we have is a couple people who haven't really opened up emotionally. Both people are guarded, defensive, afraid to let their guard down. That nobody wants to make a move because they're in their head. They're fantasizing maybe about things that have happened in the past, whether it's between the two of you or other relationships. So let's see what this love has. I feel like there's a healing energy here. I feel there's the release of something, the thoughts that pin someone down. And I feel like someone's moving on here and possibly trying to manifest something new. Yes, we have a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Look at that. So we have two people thinking the same thing. Two people thinking of each other. It's about investing and being patient, waiting for the right opportunity. So it has something to do with the timing. I feel there's something about the timing in this message. We have someone quite strategic here. Okay, somewhat manipulative, so there's a little bit of manipulation, but I'm not so sure it has to do with causing anybody any harm. It's just a person, I feel, who worries about being rejected if they kind of open up. This person may, you know, be wondering too if there's other options or possibilities. Someone's questioning that. They're looking at it, but it could be just thinking the thoughts in your head or their head about this situation. But I definitely see a person who's manifesting. And they're waiting for the right opportunity, but they're waiting for you to heal. So it could be someone who's thinking of coming back around, waiting for you to heal, waiting for things to cool down and kind of clear up. But there's a need for clarity, and it has to do with love, making a choice in love. So it could be someone who, like I say, I feel like we have a person here who was tempted by someone else while you were waiting for this person to make a move. You were hoping for some kind of wish fulfillment. Okay, but it could be them. Like I say, the best way to heal, to get clarity, is to be honest with yourself. That's what the Six of Swords is, taking the lessons you learn, learning from something from it, and moving forward calmly and peacefully. So it's like an energy of someone who waits for things to calm down. Okay, and they wait for waiting for someone to heal. Now, whether it be themselves, or whether it has to do with the two of you, but it has to do with healing. And healing, it's the thoughts, right? It's those feelings, but I feel it has to do with being patient. So someone waiting patiently for the right opportunity. See, somebody wasn't patient. They may have even lost their patience here and are moving on. So I can see that. Two people, it has to do with communication. Tell me about this King of Swords. Why is this here? Yeah, see, this is someone changing their focus, no longer focus. See, they don't like something they were hearing. They don't want to hear it. And there's a lack of clarity, so they're just changing their focus. There's something in that communication. I can see it, where someone is just sort of focused on something else here, not so sure they want to hear it because of the lack of clarity. It's an energy of sometimes facing the facts in a situation. That you have a person here who's not going to give in. They want everything their way. So I'm surprised the Chariot hasn't showed up to show that control energy, because I feel like it's someone who really knows what they want, but they're protecting themselves. They're not budging. The other person's not budging either, and that's where it just kind of goes nowhere. It feels kind of stagnant. But I do see someone waiting for someone to heal. Someone's thinking, strategizing about love, their choices in love, about investing and building, you see. So I do think you got a person who's learning from this experience, and I do think there was unfounded fear, some kind of regret, maybe feeling a little bit guilty if they were tempted by someone else, but that won't be for everyone. I'm only seeing that just at the top there. So let's see what the outcome of this is. What is the outcome? Let me pull out the big cards. So what is the outcome of this situation? Five of Earth. Yeah, someone feels like something's not good enough. There's lack. See, there was something lacking in the communication. We have a person who was tempted by someone, maybe reached out, and they were hoping to get something they wanted. But I still feel someone tempted someone. They were trying to get them to indulge them. The communication is about this person trying to get the other person to tell them how they feel. That's what I think. Or to invite them over. It could be anything, but that's what it's all about here. So, but there was something lacking. See, so someone doesn't want to hear it. There's something lacking. So I feel like I almost feel like someone kind of thought about this for a while, slept on it, and made a decision to just change their focus. Started focusing on work, career, creative pursuits. Maybe this person wasn't focused on you. Maybe there's something in that communication where they weren't focused on you. Okay? And you're not liking something you hear, and it lacks clarity. So yeah, there was something lacking. But it's an energy of feeling lonely, I feel like, it's an energy of looking back at this, because I do think you're both kind of looking back. You're both kind of thinking possibly about each other, what happened here. And I feel it's an energy of lack, and I feel someone felt they weren't good enough. They felt you were out of their league, so they were trying to get you to indulge them, because I do think this person had some pretty deep feelings here. Okay, it's all food for thought. See, there's some kind of transformation. So this is two people looking at this. Both of you, I feel like you're both looking at this, how this transpired, what all happened, and why it happened. Because it is an energy of it takes two people to build. It takes two. So it's definitely, takes two to tango. But, I do see the transformation. Something wonderful. Okay, so this is an energy of, it's like something ending and transforming. Okay, but I feel like there's some kind of change. This person's looking at investing in this. They're looking at this and waiting for the right opportunity. Maybe the timing was off. I don't know. Maybe this person was going through some kind of change. Maybe they, may have ended a situation with somebody and then this person came back and tempted them. Okay. But yeah, so I do see the change and some kind of transformation. I feel like it's telling me to pull out one more card. What is this transformation? What is this? I feel like you're no longer focused on this person. Yeah, see, it's about teamwork, cooperation, and compromise. There's a need for compromise, and it takes two people to build. Okay, so I do see an energy of some kind of change. This person's looking at it. See, that's the pentacle. They're going to come back around and offer you something more solid. They know it too. They didn't invest completely. They manipulated because they weren't sure you were invested in them or felt the same. They may have felt you were focused on other people. They may have had some unfounded fears. And it's so funny because this person kept it all to themselves. They didn't tell you why they were protecting themselves, why they're in that energy. But I do see it's a person who's definitely been working very hard. They're protecting everything they work for. They could be a business owner or someone creative, maybe in the arts. But I definitely sense you have similar energies. But it's about two people building each other up by cooperating and compromising. So it's about collaborating and going down this path together. They're thinking about this. I think this person's coming, they're realizing what they did. It's possible they just simply failed to recognize the way they were communicating. But I feel, like I say, it's a person who, with the Queen of Swords, someone who's very smart, very wise. You want to know what their intentions are. And it's like it was lacking. It's like, oh, thanks, but no thanks. It's like come to me right kind of energy, right? With the Queen of Swords. And I feel like that's what's happened. So it's saying to be more patient. To invest, to be more patient, just to let this heal, maybe taking a little pause, taking a little bit of a break. But I think this person's waiting for things to cool down, to clear up, and they're thinking about love and their choices in love. I think this is someone who's kind of lonely, but I do feel that they are lacking things in their life, and they're looking at that too. See, they're lacking love because of this energy. Wow. So there you go. Teamwork, cooperation. It takes two people to build. This person needs a little building up. But it, like I say, with the Eight of Earth, this person needs to, they could be working on themselves, I feel like you're focused on work here. I feel like you've changed your focus. You're just focused on work and you're kind of going down another path because there's something lacking here. Maybe this person felt maybe they made you feel like you weren't good enough or you didn't have enough money. So you've kind of just been focusing on that. Wow. But there's that Three of Earth building up, going down this path, collaboration. It's possible some of you are moving on, manifesting something else and healing and making better choices in your life because you've learned. So it really could go either way, but it has to do with the heart of the reading, the guarded, defensive, taking an opportunity. Someone is thinking the same thing, see? Not repeating mistakes of the past. This is someone who keeps coming back around doing the same thing. And I think some of you are breaking free from that because there's that opportunity. So it's about recognizing opportunities, seeing it for what it is. Lovely. All right, Leo. Some of you are going to go off on a new path with somebody more compatible, but some of you are going to connect, possibly reconnect with this person. Now it could be just healing and closure. It's quite possible, maybe just being friends. This person may have reached out to you and kind of friend zoned you in a way, but honestly I feel like they're keeping the door open just a little bit because they shared one cup of feelings, you see. They were keeping all their feelings to themselves. So food for thought. Please take care. Wish you the best. Bye for now.